Greetings, beloved Earth Angels, my divinity to yours. A hearty welcome to Ascension Star Portal. Welcome if you're new, and thank you if you're returning. I am a channel for divine consciousness, bringing guidance, wisdom, insight from the higher realms. And of recent, I've been prompted to do some readings for the royal family. Not to be intrusive, not to be speculative, but in the consciousness of creating an awareness publicly so that we can harness an energy in a positive way and channel it correctly. And the readings may not reach far and wide, but it takes 2 or more people to come together with the same intention, with the same love, with the same consciousness to bring about a shift of energy. So as many viewers will come to read, will come to listen, we can make a difference. And the difference is about ending, releasing, forgiving, so that love, light, health, oneness, wellness embodies an individual as well as the collective. So if you take anything from this reading, it should be that everyone should be, Spirit is saying, everyone deserves the right to feel loved, to be loved, to know love, to share love, to spread love, to give love, to receive love. So I will be channeling the energy, and the Spirit will be channeling through me, using me as an instrument of expression. And the reading today is about Rachel Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry's wife. Perhaps some of you have already made up your mind, but if your soul urges you to leave, to stop listening, by all means. I do not know what is coming through, right? Spirit will bring us messages, and I will interpret it from that energy. My work is universal, it's multidimensional. It is not labeled to judge and criticize anybody, right? And there is good in everybody. How well it's received is up to us. So we do know that she is the wife of Prince Harry. She's born on the 4th of August 1981. That makes her a Sun Leo. So she has her ruling planet as her sun, in her sun, right, as the sun. Now, what do we know about Leo? Leo is a royal energy. Leo is an energy of regality, royalty, crowning, glory, fame, prestige, bravery, courage, rulership. Leo is an energy of charisma as well as elegance, independence, stability, strength. And she possesses these qualities. She has very much, I feel her energy coming through, started off as a weakness. She needed to have confidence confidence which she gained. It raised her up the ladder. She climbed a step at a time. She learned along the way. She failed along the way, but she is a go-getter. She's ambitious. She's a leader. She's strong, and I feel that she was very good for Prince Harry because he's a very sensitive, soft and timid energy, and he has incredible stored pain and emotions, and she helped him to heal that, to bring that out, to strengthen him. So she's been a great pillar. And when her mind is geared for something, she's ambitious. She will achieve it. She has her Libra in as a moon sign. So that is about balancing, fairness, justice, what is right. She weighs everything. She's well measured, let's say that. And it's epic in her energy, her appearance, her demeanor, and I feel that Harry has learned a lot from her personality and gained a lot of strength from her identity. She has reinforced his energy. Not that he's weak in any way, but I feel with his childhood, with his loss of his mom, and the rejection, with the treatment he has suffered in the family, in the palace, he felt neglected. He felt isolated. Right? So she's come along and given him that boost of energy, like a great effervescence that, exhilarated him, and his soul was longing for that, and instantly they clicked in energy. She's got her ascendant in Cancer, so very charming, very dreamy, very charismatic, very emotional as well. So she has a balance of the three different energies. She's got her air and fire, that's the Libra and the Leo, and she's got a Cancer. She seems to be very, very balanced when it comes to her emotions, her ambitions, her desires, her goals, which is excellent because it reflects her independence. It's somebody that can create her own foundation, somebody that will strive and thrive and wants to prove herself. She won't give up. And I don't think what the public is viewing as correct as constant PR stunts. She has this in her chart. She has Leo in her chart. She's a Sun Leo. And very few members of the royal family have that type of a sign. We can be born out of bloodline, but the leadership and the qualities we can lack very much. So we're very instituted, and we're very groomed and conditioned, and we have blood, so hence we are of the nature. But here we have somebody that is born with the blueprint, and you cannot deny that yes, she is somebody that will smile for the camera, and like the sun, smile, light up, illuminate, bring warmth, bring hearty and happiness. And it's amazing. I did not know as much about her, but I decided, let me just do a little bit of a background on her placements. And she has Jupiter and Saturn very strongly placed, so that is expansion, growth, new opportunities, doors opening. Yes, there will be doors open and doors slammed straight into her face, but she won't give up. She won't give up. She is somebody that will achieve. She will climb one step at a time, but the important thing is she is climbing. She will not allow herself to be ruled and controlled, right? That's not possible, and I don't think anybody can do that. And I feel that's probably an energy that was suppressed and oppressed in the past, and hence the conflict, hence the power struggles, because a Leo is self-empowered. A Leo is a leader. A Leo is somebody that takes charge and very dominating as well. But if you allow your Leo to express freely, spontaneously, you won't have that struggle. But I feel she was suppressed. She was oppressed, ridiculed, and of course the racism factor was one of the very hurtful experiences that she had to encounter. She is a young divorcee, and when I got to know that, straight away I thought of Wallis Simpson. You know, could she be a reincarnate of Wallis Simpson? And why I say that is because we have Prince William, who is the reincarnate of King Edward VIII, that had to abdicate the throne after just, I think, a year of ruling, because he fell in love with Wallis Simpson, a divorcee. And that's against the protocol of the kingdom. So it leads me to believe that it's a very big possibility. I haven't asked Spirit if that is the case as such, but I do feel that is a very big possibility. If not, then her energy is meant to complement or shadow that, to bring in balance in the monarchy. And Spirit has beautiful ways, incredible, unexpected ways of bringing images back into our lives to mirror and reflect, to heal, to balance. Now her ascendant is a Cancer, and William, his sun sign is a Cancer, so there could be conflicting energies of an unconscious attraction of souls. Now often I know when souls that have shared lifetimes in the past and they're incomplete and they return in future lives, and they do end up crossing paths in the same family or in a social group, or have very strong connections, not necessarily related through bloodline, end up conflicting and repelling one another because of the deep attraction. It's like, I know, I feel something, but I can't handle you, I can't stand you. What is it? Now we do know that in the past, Wallis Simpson and King Edward VIII, they were made for each other. Regardless of what happened, destiny ruled that they were made for each other. And they lived together till the end without children. They were ridiculed. They were forced out of their happiness and their joy, their privileges, their rights. So very much a replication or a kind of mimicking here with Harry and Meghan, right? But Harry is not Edward. He is playing a role of a different incarnation, different body. But it teaches us how to accept diversity, differences, right? It's a great lesson of when we have too much in one life, we have to know what the absence is of in another. So he had a lot of her in a previous life, for example. So if she is the incarnate of Wallis Simpson, he has to now connect with her energy from a distance and know what it is not to have her, but to understand what rejection is in a different way by experiencing it himself and not having judged his family members for doing it. So now he has to step up and say, oh, well, the flame's just grown, right? So clearly that is an indication from Spirit to say, that is the light in the situation. That's what is being illuminated here. And if they could see that and feel that and know, let me not let history repeat itself. Do not aim at a target you have no idea about. Right? Do not see it because our elders are saying X, Y, and Z. Everybody has an energy that is playing out in the game of life on earth, and we should all be playing it very well together. All right, so let us choose. Spirit, bring through some energies here and show me what it is that crowns Meghan's energy field. Just give me an idea. I'll take 3 and then I'll show them to you, right? The first one I see is problem resolved. Now that is a very strong message of something. So show me what else is crowning Meghan's energy. Would you give us a hint of what is? And there you go. The Hardys are saying yes. I'm correct. I'm interpreting this correctly, because remember, I receive downloads, impressions, glyphs and sigils and sensations, and it's just not always easy to bring it all together in a picture or in a sentence, because what you feel not necessarily can be interpreted the exact same way. Okay, but Spirit is saying you're on a roll here, so let's see what else, right? I see that new opportunity. We spoke about opportunities, right? I'm going to show you the cards. I know some people have been complaining about the lighting, but I do apologize. I do my readings in the very late evenings and at night, because that's when I have the ability to do a proper connection with Spirit, when it's quiet, and receive the downloads. And of course, I have had some issues of people not hearing me clearly, but I want you to know that I play the videos and they're very clear on my side. And because I channel, I have the difficulty of always controlling the volume of my voice, and I will slur, I will make these mistakes, because what I'm thinking and feeling I want to say, and then I get a fleeting emotion or energy that flips that over and changes course. So yes, this is not just somebody reading out or shouting out. The Spirit is an energy that I cannot dictate to and say, hey, you've got to shout, okay, quiet time. So let's look at the first card. We have problem resolved. So clearly we're onto something. We're onto the fact that yes, she's here to balance something. She's here to resolve problems. She has resolved problems. She's happy and on her way. You see her independence. You see her strength. I see a snake around her, which shows her courage, her bravery, her independence, her wisdom. Blue skies, right? So that is clear. There's clarity coming through. The clouds are shifting. They are warming up. Those are I think, the cumulus clouds, which are the sunny sky clouds. So things will be changing in her destiny. She definitely went through gray skies. She went through difficulty. She's gone through a phase. I think Saturn will be giving her some reprieve now, you know, shifting out of the dominance and allowing her to be able to be free and not so bound and restricted and, you know, rigid, especially in her environment, her social circle. So she's ready to climb. She's ready to leap. You see the butterfly wings. So it's an incredible transformation that will take place. And the beauty in the picture depicts who she is, her beauty, her elegance, her charisma, her uniqueness, you know, diversity. The color of her wings shows her culture, you know, half white, half black. And I think that is the problem, and that is very apt actually. Spirit is saying that's the reason why we have this card, is actually to interpret her culture and diversity here, and having to adapt to many you know, social scenarios in life. And I think the most challenging was when she entered the royal family, is she had to deal with her culture, her race, and that is not welcomed, because what the royal family wants is pure blood, pure bread, and this is where change comes. And I think with Prince Harry supporting her, because he's very drawn to the African continents, and he gets that in his chart from his mother Diana. She had past lives in Ethiopia and Africa, and helping these underprivileged courses. So Prince Harry has come in with a very similar chart of being humanitarian and wanting to, I wouldn't say walk in his mom's footsteps, it's actually to complement her energy, and he does it very, very well. So Meghan is very suited to his energy. They clicked straight away, you know. And that is beautiful. So this is something balancing beautifully, and it will give rise to an energy of, now I can take flight, I am free, I will soar. And she looks happy, she's looking up, it's looking good on the very first card. You know, the borders of the card talk about the African color, the energy of that. So it's very much something that she's held close, something that has also pushed her apart from others. But she's wearing her stripes, she's wearing her wings, her culture. She will hold it very close and she'll stand her ground. And she's got her weapon. Her weapon is her ambition, her independence. The snake is saying that if you step over the boundary, I can show you my fangs. I will use my venom if I have to. I will use my fangs if I have to. So she is guarded at the same time. Right? That's a lovely piece that came through. Then opportunity. We spoke about opportunities and doors opening with Jupiter. You know, she will be flying. You know, I did say she's going to get up. So she's going to be in the spotlight. She's going to be trying many, many new things. And I think she has a good complement of energy with Harry, because he's very adventurous and outgoing and fun-loving and down-to-earth. So they will suit each other very well. The color of the card talks about an elevation of spirit. It's as if they're turning in over a new leaf, a new chapter, and it will be very spiritually connected, however it may seem disconnect. But they themselves, their souls, are at work. Remember, we don't look at people as just beings. There is a soul energy that is reaching for a height and a balance that sometimes the human being does not understand and will never understand. So that is taking flight again, you know, into uncharted waters, into new scenarios, into literally alchemizing life to the way you want it. And it will come into publicity that she will now be accepted. Right? You can see the colors of the wings are changing, but it doesn't mean she's losing her culture and sight of who she is. What it's saying is she is transforming. She's transforming. She will grow. And that's beautiful, because I think she went through a mental breakdown, an emotional breakdown, and she did not allow that to deplete her, to weaken her, she didn't succumb to it, let's put it that way. She triumphed. She ensured that I'm stronger than that. And she made the decision, and we think, you know, Harry was weak to oblige. But, you know, destiny has many, many ways, again, of teaching us lessons. And his soul was drawn to what he needed to do. Remember, he's also here for great change. And sometimes you've got to get out of the toxicity, the darkness, that which is suffocating you, in which for something fresh and new to come in and to see it in a different light. And for Harry to do that is an incredible brave step. And he is living by his own rules, his own, you know, his own joys and happiness, whether it's a sad time or a happy time. They're making it on their own. And that's what I feel here, you know, with the light breaking through the building. It's like a fortress, a very big, solid, foundational building, but the architecture is very beautiful. There's some very intricate details here. But the light is breaking through, and she's moving in the light. She's no longer in the shadows. We have a constellation here. So she is, it could happen at unprecedented, astronomical pace, speed, or fame. Right? She's rising. And everything here is new. And the transformation has brought something brand new. You know. Quiet time. Right? Quiet time talks about their departure for peace, for respect, for just being who they truly need to be. And right now it's a call for the media to quieten the hype, the unnecessary, the noise, the racketeering. It needs to stop. It's like, just leave us alone, please. Give us this time. I mean, we're not interfering with anybody. We're just speaking our truth. We want to live our lives. You know, we did not want to leave. If we had the choice to stay, we would have done it. But how would we have been received? Because change is a very stubborn energy in the palace. There is very little change, and if any, it is very monochromed. It's one-sided. It's a biased energy. So they're talking about peace. Leave us to be who we are. Allow us to flow and live and ride the energy like we want to. And we will do what we want for nature. There's a lot of nature in this card. And funny, I said that word. I didn't even realize until now. I see the silhouettes of mountain peaks and, you know, some vegetation. And there's a lovely waterfall and a stream. And you just see her like, leave me alone, you know. I want to celebrate in my tranquility and serenity, and allow me to receive my spiritual gems of healing, of relaxation, of contemplation, of inner peace. You know, let it flow naturally. I just want to sit here and enjoy the trickling. I'm tired of the noise. Okay, so that's very beautiful. It is very much like a little fairy tale that I get coming from her energy. And I feel that that's what she wants, you know. She's created this little fairy tale for herself, far away from the madding crowd, and she's just enjoying it, you know. She doesn't need media attention unnecessarily. She doesn't need to be in the media. I think the media just wants to keep following her and create a diversion of energy, or, you know, have something to talk about, create some, you know, channel traffic and something people can look forward to. Letting go. That was the bottom of the deck. Letting go. That's her. Free, organic and natural. You know, you can strip her of her identity, but you cannot change her blueprint. She's let go of whatever attachment. She's not interested. She was independent before she joined the firm. So nothing's going to stop her ambition. Nothing is going to bind her, you know. She's earning her own wealth. She has her own glory. She's a brand on her own. She doesn't need a title. She doesn't need anything to identify her. She wears her own crown. She's a Leo. She has a self-made crown. She's born with a natural crown. And she's reaching for the heaven, the stars. Right. All right, that is very eye-opening. That's beautiful. We didn't expect that to come through in the way it did, but clearly that's lovely. So show me, Spirit. Let's get a little bit deeper and intricate with her energy again, just to understand. Show me Meghan and Harry. Show me her energy as a wife to Harry, as a spouse to Harry. Right, I'm going to drop that. Oh, wow. Look here. We have the sun, her ruling planet. Right. Happiness, joy. They're happy. Even the children are happy. Right? Whether or not you see them, remember, the security system is not the same as if they would have been in the UK. So they don't need to expose their children to unnecessary harm and, you know, cameras. And I mean, Harry has a history of knowing what his mother dealt with. He does not want to raise his children like that. So he chooses to do what he needs to do. And I think protecting them as an earth sign, being very protective, is important. And we have Meghan's protective energy as a Leo, you know. A lion protects his kingdom at all cost. A lion is going to sit there and watch until you rev it up, and it will roar its truth, and that's when you will find a reaction. But if you leave them, the sun will shine in the sky endlessly. You understand? So they're living the life of their joy and their happiness, and she's giving him the support and the love, and I think it's a very happy relationship, regardless of what is projected. You know, if you see somebody walk out and their face is glum, it doesn't mean that they're having a bad day. They could just be so deep in their thought that their soul is aligning them. There's some experience that is being triggered for the next balancing. It doesn't mean that they're unhappy, right? But with the child in the card, clearly there is love, there is joy, there is contentment and togetherness. Right, so this is symbolic of me speaking of Meghan Markle. This is her card, her son. Right, and I had no intention of speaking about the children, but they've come up. So this is what Spirit needed us to see. And again, the decks, I do not choose the decks. Spirit chooses the deck. I always seek permission, even though I have a nudge of who I might be bringing through in a reading. I always ask, is this? Is it? Should I? And I receive permission. So I will never intrude in somebody's energy unnecessarily. It is not my work here. Okay. That's beautiful. So let's see what else is coming through. Show me more on the relationship of, here we go. Let's drop that. That flipped over. Let's see what that is. The Emperor. This is leadership. This is foundation. This is strength. This is achievement. This is conquering. This speaks of Prince William. So what they're saying is she complements his energy incredibly well. She's his sunshine, his shining star, his light, his illumination, right? Yes, this is a royal card, and who knows, he would probably have a greater title in the future, or somebody that will achieve and conquer in many other ways. So here it's playing out as a perfect complementary, balancing, harmonizing energy of give and take, right? This is fire energy. This is fire energy. So they are passionate and loving and very sensual and very tempered. They tempered in the right way. And if you, I've recently, browsed to see pictures of them and, little snippets. And I've seen in many different browsing sites, they're always hand in hand. They're very close. They seem to be very, knitted together in energy. So they are deeply in love. There's a great love here. Whether it is an eternal one in this lifetime, whether it lasts for even another year, remember they have a soul contract that is dated to start and end. So we cannot judge everything long term. When the divine brings lessons that need to be balanced at speed, then sometimes what we need to achieve in another life is brought forward for us to experience multiple lessons in a similar environment, instead of having to keep reincarnating and dealing with one or two major aspects in your chart. You may deal with 5 or 6 because you need to speed up the timelines, because energy needs to shift, something needs to happen. And I have said the monarchy is under massive clearing and change. And this gives me the energy of him being like, William the Conqueror in the 1000s. And he was William the Conqueror. Give me one more, showing us what exactly supports the energy, how this works out between Meghan and Harry. Okay, so just want to, oops. Okay, this came out. Knight of Coins. Right, so this is an energy of what perhaps seemed very delayed or slow in the making, in the coming, but a promise for life, a promise to keep, a fulfillment of energy, bringing, yes, very slow in the beginning, but I do feel that now with the transformation that's happening here, this will pick up pace. You will have an energy that's moving at a greater pace. They were very slowed down, they were pushed out, they had to pick themselves up again. It was quite a restructure of life. You know, it took years. This card depicts an energy of something coming into fruition, something now arriving for work done years ago. It's taken years. So those were their tests. You know, the soul has decided, I'm born in a royal family, for example. I now have to leave the family. How do I redesign my life? How do I work through that? And that's what they've proven. Well, Harry's proven that, and she's been his pillar. So after many years of many things, being in the family, the palace, and having to be on their own, they have triumphed in many, many ways. And I think this is now coming along to bear fruit. This Knight of Coins is bringing through the delivery, the blessings, the presents, the rewards for a prosperous financial future. You know, you see the composure of the knight is upright and straight and direct, and, you know, feeling proud, feeling confident that I have finally reached my destination. You know, his horse is even upright. He doesn't look weighed down and tired. They look fresh. You know, it's like, we've been through the grey skies here, but we've made it. We've gone through the storms of life, but we've made it, and we've done it energetically. We've done it with stamina. We've done it with pride. You know, the Leo is about pride. Taking pride in your life, being prideful in your work, you know. So she's complimenting Harry very well. Well, at least thus far, till this point, yes. Right. Show me the energy now that Prince Harry brings to the marriage with Meghan. You know, how is Harry's energy playing out? So we have two cards that have fallen. Okay, we have the Four of Swords. We have an energy that shows he did not like what Meghan was going through. You know, this pain, this prayer, this depression, this feeling of isolation that I get from the card. And she didn't give up. Look at the candles burning. She's had the light. Remember, she's a sun. She's a Leo. It's light. It's illumination. She didn't give up. And she had her guard. There's her one sword here of defense. You know, all the judgments, all the criticism, all the rejection, all lined up, mounted on the walls. But she kept her defense with her, and she kept her confidence, and she prayed. And he saw her in this light, in this situation. And he didn't like it. So what did he do? He took action. He took action to move on, to leave the land to a new land. Right? As a young prince, he says, we need to make a move. We need to leave. We need to arm ourselves, the shield, the wand. We need to armor ourselves and leave for sunny skies, warmer energy. It's too cold here. We're leaving. And that's what he did. He supported his wife. Because his face here did not look happy. He doesn't look happy. She doesn't look happy. He has the markings of royalty on his face. He hasn't forgotten his roots. Remember that. He's a countryman. There's the cloth of being a countryman, of being primitive, of being tribal in your nature. But he had to make a decision to break free. He had to do it. Right? So let's see what else. Give me one more. Give me one more to show how Prince Harry has complemented the energy of his wife, Meghan Markle, in this marriage and how that works out for them. Show me one more, please. And we have the Six of Swords. So he's had to make a very tough decision. And he had to move away. It was an emotional decision. It was a very difficult mental decision. It sent shockwaves through the palace. Hence all the swords, the mental activity, the dominance, the rejection, the ridicule, the words, the exchange of energy later on. Right, but he had to leave. And in a little boat, he left with what he had, and he's gone. So he says we had to move away. We had to seek sunny skies. We had to break from the monarchy that's holding us and stifling us. And it's not just because he experienced it. It's because she experienced it, and he couldn't bear to see that. You know, he couldn't bear to see her dealing with it. So he had to warm the situation. Can you see? There's just swords. There was just an exchange of everything that was going on that was leading to a mental breakdown. So he had to warm this armor up and say, I have to bridge this. I'm the sandwich in this, you know, the filling in the sandwich. I have to do what's best for my life and for my wife. And his love has propelled him forward. So they left the cold waters, the cold temperatures, the cold energy, the rejection, and moved on with whatever they had. So it is a great sacrifice that he made for love, for sanity, and of course for whatever else he might have endured. And the bottom of the deck is the King of Coins, and we have the Two of Wands, the world. So they created their own new world, right? They made money, they're making money, they're secure, they're happy, they will rise, and they will take on the world how they decide they want to. And we have the Hermit showing that the truth will come to light. The truth will come, whatever's been hidden and shelved, whatever's been caved and, you know, whatever life has, all the stones that were thrown, they built a cave for themselves, and they stored their light, and the truth will come to light. They have the world in their hands. They have the freedom of choice, of making it work, and she is strong. You see, he is doing what he's doing, and he will face blocks because the palace is not going to make it easy for him, but you can see he's distanced himself. The land is green. He is making money. He's content. He's wearing a nice warm coat. So he's protecting himself and his family. There's his family, right? And she as well, independent woman, holding the world in her hands, rising to fame with all these beautiful new opportunities that will come up, you know, the cards on the table. So this is excellent. Right, so well, I'm not supposed to leave this here. But I have. So why have I done that? Spirit says leave it. Let's leave it. You know, because it very much speaks of their evolution in life, their growth. Right, so I want to use another deck. Let's use this. show us any energy that the palace may be influencing on their lives. Show me the energy of the royal family, the palace itself, the kingdom, that may request or influence or have any connection in their lives in the future. Right, we have the Four of Pentacles. Now that is an energy of holding on to something as if it's scarce, as if you would not have it. So maybe the palace is still holding on to their ideas, their thoughts on them, their conclusion of them. So they seem to be a little bit, you know, upper-lipped and tight-lipped and saying, you know what, I'm not ready to share yet. So, you know, just leave them to be. Let's just keep everything for ourselves. Because that's what I feel here. It's everything is mine, and, you know, we don't want to share anything. So this is the energy coming through from the palace. Give me two more. What else? Right, let's see what's flipped. We have the Hangman. Delays. Delays, delays, delays. Keeping them stuck, keeping them in reverse, you know, like literally having turned their world upside down and seem to enjoy that that's how they want them to be. I don't want to hold them up, chained and shackle them, and they don't care whether their lives are upside down. Let's just make do with what we have. If we need them, we need them. If we don't, let it be. So it's a very cold energy. It's an energy that clearly we can see played out in reality, and it still exists. It's like a chip on the shoulder. It won't go away. So I feel the energy is saying, you know, we'd rather have joy in seeing them in a difficult situation or in reverse mode. We're not really wanting to lend a helping hand. For now, everything is ours. So there's a complete separation and emotion here. Give me one more. Okay, so, oops, let's see. We have the Two of Swords. Yes, their guards are up. They're protecting what is theirs. It's blindfolds are on. They don't need to see what's happening. They don't need to know what's happening. Let's just keep them in the dark. Right? We will do what we want. And that's how it is. You know, I think, and I don't think it's going to change much, but I'd like to know if it will change. So perhaps I'll do that. Is ask how that energy will change, if it will. So they are very much in their mental state of, like I said, the old ways. They want them to be stuck. They're stuck in their old ways, and they want to keep them there. There's very little change. They are not viewing them in good light, or not interested in seeing their point of view. They want to be veiled from that, like a complete cut off of energy. Okay, show me, will this situation heal? Will there be something positive that will come out of what's happening? Show me at this point, is there any opportunity of healing, a truce, an agreement, a compromise, some love, you know, between the Sussexes and the Wales, as well as a king? So let's see. Oh, well, we have two cards, so let's read both. We have Swords again, mental energy, mental activity. Queen of Swords. Clearly there's a powerhouse of